The Famous Five. Well done, Famous Five, by Enid Blyton. Chapter 1. Nice to be together again, said Julian. All five of us. George nodded. Yes, Timmy's thrilled too, aren't you, Tim? Timmy the dog barked and laid his big head on George's knee, and she patted him. All the five were on the top of Kirin Hill, looking at the wide spread of country stretched out below them. Anne was handing out the picnic food, and Dick passed it round. Timmy raised his head at once and sniffed. Would there be anything for him? Of course, Timmy, said Anne. A bone and 2 big dog biscuits, as well as a good part of our own sandwiches and buns, I expect, said Dick. No, Tim, that pile's mine, and I'm not going to exchange my biscuits for yours. What a wonderful view we've got from here, said Julian, beginning to munch his sandwich. We can see for miles and miles all around us. Well, not much is happening, said Anne, except that those sheep are rambling around that field, and those cows are doing what they always do. Eat, eat, eat all day long, although if I had to eat nothing but grass, I'd soon stop. Can't see a soul about, said Dick lazily. I suppose it's everyone's dinner time. Now why can't something exciting happen, just to give us a bit of interest while we're eating? We've had so many adventures that I'm beginning to feel quite cheated if one doesn't turn up as soon as we're together again. Chapter 2. Oh, for goodness sake, don't wish for an adventure today, said Anne. I like a bit of peace. I don't want to choke with excitement when I'm eating these delicious sandwiches. What has Aunt Fan put into them? A bit of everything in the larder, I should think, said George. Get away, Tim. Don't breathe all over me like that. What's that moving right away over there, along the side of that hill? Asked Dick suddenly. Is it cows? Everyone looked. Too far away to see, said George. Can't be cows, though. They don't move like cows. Cows walk so slowly. Well, they must be horses then, said Julian. But who'd have so many horses out for exercise around here, said George. All the horses are farm horses. They'd be working in the fields, not trotting in a row across the hillside. It must be a riding school, idiot, said Dick. If we had our binoculars, we'd see a lot of nicely behaved little girls from some nearby school cantering along on their nicely behaved horses. I did bring my binoculars. Didn't you notice? Said George, rummaging about behind her. I put them down here somewhere. Ah, here they are. Want them, Dick? Dick took them and put them to his eyes. Yes, it's a line of horses, about 6. Wonderful ones, too. But it's not girls who are riding them. It's boys. Stable boys, I think. Oh, of course. I forgot, said George. They're wonderful racing horses from Lord Danaren's stable. They have to be exercised each day. Can you see a very big horse in the line, Dick? A magnificent creature. He's called Thunder Along, and he's the most valuable horse in the country. So they say. Chapter 3. Dick was now examining the horses with much interest, holding the binoculars to his eyes. They're lovely horses, and yes, I think I can see the one you mean, George. A great horse with a wonderful head. He's the first one of all. Let me see, said George. Dick held on to the binoculars. No, half a Hey, something's happening. What is it? Said George. Dick added, something seemed to rush straight across in front of Thunder Along. Was it a fox or a dog? Oh, he's rearing up in fright. He's in quite a panic. Then Dick suddenly shouted, He's off! He's thrown his groom. Yes, he's on the ground, hurt, I think. And he's bolting. Oh, no, he'll kill himself. A silence fell on the five. Even Timmy was quiet, staring in the same direction as the others. George made as if to snatch her binoculars away from Dick, but he dodged, gluing them to his eyes. "Don't lose sight of the horse, Dick. Keep the binoculars on him," said Julian urgently. "He's the finest horse this country has. Watch him. Watch where he goes. We may be the only people who can see the way he takes." All right, said Dick impatiently. "Don't jog my arm, man. Yes, there he goes. He's scared. He's still bolting at top speed. I hope he doesn't run into a tree." "No, he just missed that one. Oh, now he's come to the gate, a high gate." Chapter 4. The others had now lost sight of the horse and were hanging on to every word of Dick's. Timmy was so excited that he began to bark, sensing the general excitement. George shushed him, fearing to lose something that Dick said. "He's over the gate. What a jump! Oh, what a jump! Now he's galloping down the road. I can't see him. Yes, there he is again. He's come to the stream. He's over it. Cleared it beautifully. Away he goes, up the Rilling Hill. Now he's going more slowly. He must be absolutely puffed. He's gone into a field of corn. The farmer won't like that," said Dick. He continued, "And now he must be lying down in the corn. I can't see him any more." George snatched the binoculars from Dick. No, she couldn't see him either. She switched them to the hillside where the horses had been exercising. What a commotion! The grooms were talking excitedly, pointing here and there, evidently at a loss to know where Thunderalong had gone. Chapter 5. "I'm afraid this is the end of our picnic," said Julian. "As long as Thunderalong is in the field of corn resting, he's safe. But if he goes off again, anything may happen." He added, "We've got to report our news at once. And Dick, you'd better bike as fast as you can to that cornfield. Maybe the horse will still be there." Dick ran to where he had left his bike and leapt on it. The others went to theirs too, and soon they were riding off to Kirin to report the news to the police, who would at once get in touch with the stables. Dick planned out his way as he went. What would be the best way to get quickly to Riding Hill? He soon made up his mind and cycled along at top speed. It seemed a very long way, but at last he was cycling up the hill to where he hoped to find the field of corn. He was so out of breath that he had to get off his bike and walk. He came to the field gate and looked incautiously at the corn. He could see no horse at all, and no wonder, for he would be lying down. "I'll have to tread in carefully," thought Dick. "I can see the way he trod, where the corn's flattened." So in he went, only to hear a furious voice yelling at him from behind the gate. "Come out of that corn! Come out at once!" It was the farmer, red with anger. Dick didn't like to yell back, in case he frightened the horse. So he pointed urgently into the field and went carefully on. "You wait!" yelled the farmer. "I'll get the police on to you." Chapter 6. Suddenly Dick saw the horse. It lay in the corn, ears pricked up, eyes rolling. Dick stopped. "Well, old beauty," he said. "Well, you magnificent thing. Thunderalong. Do you know your name? Poor boy, how frightened you were. Come now, come. You're safe. Come along with me." To his surprise and delight, the great horse stood up and flicked his ears to and fro, watching Dick carefully. Then he whinnied a little and stepped towards him. The boy took hold of the reins gently and dared to rub the velvety nose. Then he led the horse carefully out of the corn. The farmer stood staring in amazement at the magnificent creature. But, isn't that Lord Daniran's horse, Thunderalong? He said, almost in a whisper. Did he bolt? Dick nodded his head. Keep my bike for me, will you? He said. I must take the horse while he's quiet. I expect as soon as the owners know where he is, they'll send a horse box. I'll lead him up and down the lane for a little till they come. Chapter 7. It wasn't long before the great horse box drove slowly up the lane, and Thunderalong's own groom came to pet him and lead him quietly into it. He ran his eyes over the horse carefully. No damage done, he said. Thank goodness you had binoculars with you, boy, and saw where he went. You did well to get him. As soon as the horse box had gone down the hill, Dick jumped on his bike and rode away. He soon met the others, cycling towards him, anxious to know what had happened. Timmy was running beside them. The horse was all right. I got him, and there's not a scratch on him, said Dick. What a bit of luck we had this morning, looking through your binoculars, George. What do you say, Timmy? Woof, said Timmy, agreeing as usual. Woof! He says it's the kind of thing that would happen to the famous five, said George. And of course, she was quite right.